This is how to get under or kind of duck dive waves in the surf when kiting. Hey guys, Tegan here from Teganball Kiteboarding, and this is just my approach in terms of duck diving or getting under big waves in the surf when kiting. So just to give this a bit of context, when you're kiting in the surf, ideally you want to be going over big waves, not underneath them, especially broken waves. So, big white water waves or foamies. And I've made a separate video on how to do that. I've linked that in the video description. But where this kind of approach of duck diving or getting under a wave comes into play is when, let's say for example, you're kiting around a big sandbar where the wave kind of goes from nothing and then picks up really aggressively on top of that sandbar. And sometimes when you're overpowered or for whatever reason you can't slow down fast enough and turn around to outrun that wave, and you want to try and avoid getting caught by that lip and pounded against the sandbar or caught in that big whitewash. So in that scenario, going under the wave is obviously a much better option because you can you don't have to slow down, turn around. You can just dip underneath that lip, come out the other side, and obviously you miss that pounding aspect of the wave completely. So there are pretty much three aspects to this approach. Number one is keep your kite in front of you, ideally at about 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, depending on which way you're riding through the surf. The second is to sheet in the bar to keep line tension as you go under that wave. And then the third is to keep your board in front of you as you go under that wave. So diving straight into that first point, so keeping your kite at 11 o'clock as you go underneath that lip or underneath that wave. The main reason for keeping your kite in front of you is obviously by keeping your kite in front of you, the pull of the kite is more horizontal as opposed to vertical or straight up. So as you go under that wave, by having the kite in front of you, it'll help pull you out the back of the wave and won't pull you into that aggressive moving water section in the lip of that wave. It'll kind of pull you straight out the back of the wave like this, and you'll miss that high impact zone of that lip of the wave. Then the next aspect there, which is sheeting in the bar as you go underneath. So as you go underneath that wave, sheeting in the bar, two reasons for that, both related to line tension. So obviously sheeting in the bar will create a lot of line tension between yourself and the kite. Number one, why that's effective or why that's necessary is by having more line tension in your lines, it helps the lines cut through that wave and prevents the actual wave from pulling those steering lines and kind of giving your kite accidental steering by the actual wave itself pulling the steering line and steering your kite for you. By keeping that tension in the lines, again, obviously it helps those lines cut through that water. The second reason for sheeting in the bar and keeping line tension between yourself and the kite is to keep yourself powered and getting pulled by the kite as you go underneath that wave. Again, kind of the same concept as keeping your kite in front of you or at 11 o'clock so that you get pulled out the back of the wave and don't get caught in that high impact zone. So therefore, by sheeting in the bar as you go underneath that wave, it'll keep the kite pulling you and pulling you out the back of the wave and ultimately preventing you from getting caught in that impact zone. Then the third thing there was to keep your board in front of you. So as you just about to go under that lip, kind of get into a position where you kind of butt sliding on the water with your board in front of you so that as you go under the wave, you kind of don't get pulled into an awkward position. As soon as you pop out behind the wave, you're kind of in the water start position already, and you can immediately dive your kite and obviously get up out of the water as soon as you pop out the backside of the wave. So that's really everything there is to it. It's quite a simple maneuver, but definitely something good to practice in smaller surf because often you'll be in a scenario where you won't realize you need it or need that skill until you need it. And if you obviously haven't practiced it, it can catch you off guard and that can result in you dropping your kite in some really big surf. Just to play this example again, this was an older clip that I had of a big wave that picked up in front of me. I didn't have time to turn around because we were way overpowered. And again, I managed to duck dive that and pop out the backside of it without getting caught by that massive lip. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions there, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.